Yes, yes. How to discover your purpose. Part 3. Parte 3. And in this part, I want to focus in on self-awareness. Self-awareness is super important, and it's a part of the process that we shouldn't skip. And often I see people skipping that part. And I think it truly is a mistake. Regardless of whether or not you get to where you're going, to that goal, to the end goal, or you achieve the things that you want to achieve, or you attract the things that you want to attract, not having self-awareness is going to ensure that those things don't last long. And so I don't want you guys to skip that part. And so with part 3 of this series, I want to focus in on self-awareness. And I want to give you a few different ways in which you can achieve self-awareness, right? But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to choose one out of the 3 ways that I'm going to give you. I want you to use all of them. Because I think the more we can know about ourselves, the more we can understand about ourselves, the easier it'll be for us to not only learn about ourselves, not only understand ourselves, but hopefully love ourselves, right? And that's part of the process. The part of the process is to truly learn, understand, and love ourselves, right? And so the first way in which you can gain some of that self-awareness is by journaling some things, right? And what I want you to journal is your values. I want you to start writing down, what are your values? What are the things that you value? And also, what are the things that maybe you don't value as much, right? Like, what are some of the priorities in your life? And what are some of the things that are not priorities? And what you'll find is that when you start to write these things down, you'll be surprised at how many things you do value and how many blessings you do have and how grateful you are for what you do have. And I say that because often we don't realize the good things that have happened to us and the good things that we have in our life until we actually write it down and look at it, right? We have to actually look at it and say, oh my God, I didn't realize that I had so many good things going for me, right? I was so focused on the negative. I was so focused on what I don't have that I didn't realize the good things that I do have in my life. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to start journaling and writing down some of the values that some of the things that you value in your life, right? Write the things down that you value and the things that you don't value, the things that are not as important to you, right? Because I want you to start understanding who you are and what's important to you. And that to me is super duper important. The second thing that I want you guys to do is I want you guys to approach your best friend, perhaps your spouse, if that's your best friend, or if that's the closest person to you, perhaps a sibling, right? Or maybe even parents, right? Approach that person who you know and love and who knows and loves you like nobody else, and tell them to tell you about yourself. To tell them to tell you about yourself with no kind of without holding back, right? Because the truth is, these people know us better, sometimes better than we even know ourselves, and sometimes we need that outside perspective from that person that knows us as much or even better than we know ourselves, right? And so I want you guys to reach out to that person or persons and just say, hey, tell me three things about me that you love and 3 things about me that perhaps you don't like as much, right? And this is not a way to look for reasons why now we should be upset with somebody else. No. This is a way for us to get some clarity and some transparency as to who we are. Because again, sometimes it's hard for us to really judge ourselves and judge those things that we're not so good at by ourselves. And so having our best friend, our brother, sister, parent, someone close to us tell us can really help us really understand ourselves, right? And so that's the second thing. And the third thing is I want you guys to really consider taking some kind of a personality assessment test. And I know some folks may have already done this, and others may not even know what these things are. But personality assessment tests can help you understand your personality type and help you really understand what kind of person you are and how it is that you best communicate and work with others. And that's going to tell you a lot about yourself as well. Personally, I recommend the DISC assessment. That's the personality assessment that I have taken and that I truly believe has given me the closest results to really understand who I am, and has really helped me in my transition and in my journey of self-awareness and in my journey of really discovering my purpose. And so please consider taking a personality assessment test. You can find them free online. You can also pay for them. There's different ones. If you have if you have some questions or want to really find out how you can know more about that, please just send me a note or comment here on YouTube, and I'll gladly help you with that. So again, the first one is to start journaling down your the things you value, the things you don't, the things you like, the things you don't. Just start journaling down things about yourself so you can start to look at it from outside in. And then the second thing is to talk to a best friend, a spouse, a parent, and ask them to give you 3 things that they like about you and 3 things that they don't, that maybe they think that you need work with, right? And then the third thing again is to take a personality assessment test that can really help you understand who you are. And guys, that's part 3 to discovering your purpose. Please stay tuned. Part 4 coming pronto. Oh, and don't forget. Well, actually, you know what? Don't forget 2 things. The first thing is don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and check out part 1 and part 2 to discovering your purpose. And the last thing that I don't want you to forget is to be transcendent. Be the best version of yourself.